say the same thing to me. They'll brief me on their event. They'll say, Craig, I've been in this industry for more than 30 years, and I've seen more change in the last 3 than I've seen in the last 30. And I know you can feel it too. So there are 3 major trends that we're going to see that are going to impact food service specifically. And first is robotics, because we've got a lot of manual labor in the food industry, especially in the food service. You think about what we could do for the price of these robots that could replace manual processes. We're talking about a robot that costs $30,000 that can work 24/7. I mean, why wouldn't you invest in one? And they're just going to drop in price and get faster and better. We're going to see incredible changes just in that. And then we look at machine learning, artificial intelligence, cognitive computing. There's lots of names for it, but when you bring that to the food service area, there's incredible opportunities. And we see some companies like Amazon already investing in that, bringing their own stores, and they're going to have cafes as well. So how would you like to compete with Amazon's machine learning algorithm? And then lastly, we're going to see the products are going to change. We're going to have new products that are based on synthetic biology, not everyday biology.
I think probably being in the museum, we need to make sure that we don't become just dinosaurs and always keep looking forward, and as ridiculous things may seem now, in 10 years it'll probably be second nature to us.
The first reaction I get is, and it's fitting that we're here at the Australian Museum, they say, oh, but Craig, I'm a dinosaur. They even say they're a dinosaur. But look, it doesn't matter what age you are. It's all a mindset. If you want to make an investment in the future, if you want to change your industry, you have to take a stand. You have to plant a flag. You have to say, this is where our preferable future could be. I think there's huge opportunities, especially here in Australia, where the share of wallet isn't nearly as high as it is in America. We could actually boost through using some of these technologies, but we have to get started. We have to be open to new ideas and not call ourselves dinosaurs.
Oh, I have been a dinosaur in a lot of ways, but at the same time I've endeavored over time to try to keep on tracking and keep forward looking. But after some of what we heard today, there's a gap in the learning that needs to be filled very quickly.
Think about the products that we have today and the worries about supply. You know, every federal government in the world is talking about food security, and that's not about it being damaged in some way, but the continuous supply. And we're not certain that we will be able to produce enough food in the world for our booming population. So what if we could grow it in a lab rather than on the land? And there are some entrepreneurs already doing this. They're creating burgers that don't have any meat in them, a pork that doesn't have any pork in it, and steaks that doesn't have any beef in it. And it's just starting, it's just on the fringes, but you can see that exploding, because instead of taking up space on the land, we can grow these in dark labs underground or in vertical farms.
We all get caught up day to day on the detail and running the business, but I think, you know, to extract yourself and come to an event like this and see what can be achieved is amazing.
Well, I think that consumers are actually going to drive this more than anyone. It's not going to be the government, it's not going to be businesses, it's going to be consumers who are going to say, I want this product, I'm a vegan, but I want a hamburger. And so make me something that's like a hamburger but doesn't have any meat in it. This is already, the consumer demand is up 16% year over year for organic foods. People are going to have scanners in their phones where they're going to be able to scan the food and check its provenance, its entire supply chain, and that's starting to happen today. I just think it's incredible, the opportunities for people who want to work with new products. Wouldn't you want a whole new palette to paint with?
It made me think that as an older person, I've got to think like a younger person and understand that the future that I live in today is actually happening now.
Human ingenuity, creativity, I don't think you can outsource or automate.
but I think the manual processes certainly will be. And I think this is a great opportunity for a chef to come up with a creative idea and hit a button and have the iPad and have its robotic sous chef try various versions of that. And he can just go and sit in the spa for a while. I think that would be a great thing for a chef.
I do think the food service industry is very innovative, and I think we can handle the growth, we can handle what's going to happen to us in the next X amount of years, and I think we'd be better off for it.
The robots are coming for every barista in Australia. It's going to happen. You just think about the number of coffee shops we have, and the robots are coming, certainly. They are. And most people think this is science fiction, but it's happening today. It's just they haven't seen it yet.
If you're in the food service industry, particularly as a manufacturer supplier, that if you're not going to invest in technology and embrace technology, you really won't have a future.
When I talk about these technologies rushing into our industry, it's not going to replace humans, it's going to empower humans. So I think we'll have both service staff, wait staff, and robots at the same time. It's quite evident that many organizations are starting to toy with this and see what is possible.
It's fascinating, and it's happening so fast. We're going to see things changing in the Australian market this year that some of the people who came here today weren't aware of. And I think they'll be going home with some very deep thoughts and planning changes to make, potentially.